können Sie sich wenden an Sie parte überall fuori Auto
Welcome to Radio On T.A.T.V with myself, Adrian Shephard, and Rinus van Alebeek. It's a full moon weekend here in Berlin, 2025. It's Sunday. We are still in lockdown.
Did you actually write an introduction?
Yeah, it's taken me weeks.
Oh God.
Years, in fact. As of tomorrow, only hairdressers will be allowed limited openings. And a week ago, people were actually walking on water. Subject for discussion today is radio on television. Over to Rinus.
It's television, I don't have to say anything at all.
True, but it's also radio.
I miss a pipe though.
Oh yeah,
because these answers in times when these questions were put forward, that must have been like 70 years ago, people had a pipe.
Most people, yeah.
And they would have this pipe and think, because people with pipes were intellectuals. So that's a very interesting question, I think. I should have a British accent as well.
You can
or
try.
A Swedish accent.
You can try.
A Swedish accent. No, I already have a Dutch accent. So if I speak English with a Dutch accent, doing a Swedish accent, that would be really strange.
Go on then, mix it up.
Anyway, you need a Swedish intellectual to answer this question, which is a very interesting question, which puts us right at the heart of the problem of today. And I would say that especially young people today are confronted with this question.
What is radio, they would say, do you think?
Yeah. And then you can say, radio is the little voice in your head that you hear before you go to sleep. It's a very far away voice in your head. And sometimes it's not even a voice, but a little animal. It's a little green animal in your head that changes form all the time. And then at the time that you think you're going to connect with it, it disappears. So it's not a voice anymore. And that's why young people don't have a connection with radio.
Interesting. But it also brings to mind that we spend a third of our lives asleep.
Yeah.
Around 8 hours per day out of 24 hours.
That's not a coincidence, because once you have made the connection with the voice in your head, you keep on chasing it. You keep on looking for it. You've got this path in front of you, and sometimes at the side of you, and sometimes in the back, and sometimes you're 4 people, and that's when you've got
is that including the animal?
Multiple personal disorder thing, you know.
Uh-huh.
But here I'm already going very much ahead of the problem that we are hope to attack by the end of this evening. No, people sleep all the time, and this is why the great writer and mathematician, not the one from Sherlock Holmes, but the one who's got almost the same name.
A real writer?
Yeah, you know, the Alice in Wonderland guy.
Oh, not Arthur Conan Doyle.
You see, you've got the same
Arthur.
thing. No, it's Lewis Carroll.
Lewis
Carroll.
yes.
So it's the one who, no, that would be...
Down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, but that all started when he fell asleep and he saw a giant big hole. And first, because he was living at the same time as Sigmund Freud, he thought he had an inverse Oedipus problem. That's not where you want to kill your mother and fuck your father?
Let me think about that.
No, the normal Oedipus problem is very straightforward, and it's too political correct.
Mm-hmm.
So you kill your mom, you kill your father, and you want to make love with your mother.
Oh.
But the not so political correct version of the Oedipus complex is, of course, that you kill your mom and fuck your dad, or the other way around.
At the same time, or
no, this is two.
this is a metaphor.
Two
isn't
diversions. Of course, everything is a metaphor because it's an old Greek myth, and of course the years and hundreds of years of editing put it to the point that you've got a very straightforward man-woman kid relation thing. So the kid kills the dad and the mom. Yeah, and this is what the Catholic Church made public. This kind of the myth, because the thing with that you kill the mom and fuck the dad, that's only for Catholic priests, you know.
Oh yeah, it's just in that area.
The fucking of the man is strictly for Catholic priests. So it can be man or it can be both.
Okay, can we move on from that? From
Mother Maria,
a little bit?
she doesn't get kids. You don't touch her. Don't touch Maria.
Right.
No. So don't touch a woman. That's what. Don't touch her.
Right.
So just marry her, put her in the kitchen. Don't touch her. And if you touch her, don't tell us. So we notice 9 months later when there's little kids for us, male for us, and non-male for the other side. But the thing was,
So back to Lewis Carroll then.
the black hole.
Yeah.
And because Lewis Carroll had this inverse Oedipus complex where he wanted to, and the thing, and it became almost traumatic. This black hole was, of course, of his dad. And then he thought, I'm not going to penetrate my father like everyone used to penetrate, but I put my head. So I put my head into my father's asshole. And then I just fall into it, and he knew that it was like kilometers of intestines there, and he put it all in a different form, and that was Alice in Wonderland.
Right. So when you woke up from this dream,
He had a bad smell.
yeah, I can imagine. So if we spend a third of our lives asleep, talking about sleep, then our eyes are shut during this time.
No,
Our eyes are not shut during. Okay, that's the end of my premise then.
no, they're pointed inward.
Inwards.
You're looking inwards.
Yes, right.
That's it. But you didn't know. Now serious, you didn't know that?
My thoughts are that while we're asleep, our ears are open, but our eyes are shut or pointed inwards, as you say, which is.
But the ears have to be
On the
open so
dreams.
you let in the light. It's like a screen inside, so it's also a screen outside, because everybody knows by now that all that we see is a computer simulation, but from a big computer, and that we are all like 3D download things, no?
3D Donalds.
Download. We are download. We are just download.
Yep.
Everything you see is downloaded from big computer.
What is the big computer?
And the universe. Last century it was God, but we've got this technical revolution now, and yeah, everything that you don't understand.
My thoughts.
There must be something that you don't understand.
I don't understand anything since the beginning of this show started.
But that's why you need this 1/3 of your life that you don't know anything about.
The mystery.
Because your eyes are not shut, they just turn like 180 degrees and you're looking inward.
So there's a screen inside somehow.
Yeah.
My thoughts are that as we speak, that sleep is like radio, and when our eyes are open, then it's like television. And if our ears are open all the time, then we're aware 24 hours a day. Radio is 24 hours a day. Whereas television is only while we're awake. That's my thoughts.
So radio is when you're asleep.
Radio is all the time. Radio is all the time because our ears are always open. Whereas television is only when our eyes are open. So really, television is like a dream, somehow.
You know what I miss?
Lewis Carroll?
No,
stories?
yeah, this is radio anyway, so people don't know anything about what we see and what we don't see. It's only now in this 30 minutes time that it's television, but as we are here talking, we are also moving forward with the things that we are doing because we are encapsulated. We're encapsulated in this little bulb, this little audio bulb, and we can't do anything at all because somewhere in the future there's something that makes us say all these things. And that's why I think I miss a reel-to-reel machine there. Just against that wall, a very old reel-to-reel machine that slowly turns. And maybe that one is recording words, but maybe it's also playing words.
So you miss magnetic oxide technology?
No, I miss a friend.
Reel-to-reels were your friends?
Yeah, that would be a reel-to-reel friend, yeah.
Very good. You win that round.
No, I didn't want to do some cheap thing with that. Nah, come on.
But you were talking about kind of virtual reality as well. That we're in a kind of virtual reality now.
No, we're not.
Another reality, not fake reality, but something, a higher vibration, perhaps. Before you were talking about...
Maybe this is... you hear my microphone? Or not?
I can hear you.
No, maybe this is... we had so many... we had so many...
I like it when you're on your knees like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had so many discussions with this very strange virus thing. Yeah.
This pandemic, you know.
And we had so many discussions of perceptions changing, and we also heard things about bulbs and things like that. But this is different because it has been there always. But maybe it's better to understand because people are very familiar with this metaphor of the bulb right now.
The bulb.
The bulb. But also the sphere. And also a sphere that has got very transparent boundaries. And you only have to blow up this sphere.
Oh, you mean that because of the pandemic we have to keep distance from people and we're in a kind of halo?
Yeah, and the bubbles, you know, we have almost physical boundaries.
Yes.
We know that we can't pass these boundaries. So it's a very present metaphor for the people. They know now what it is, these bulbs that you've got everywhere.
The distance.
Bubbles that you've got everywhere. Yes. So what we're living now is like a bubble society. It's like agua con gas. So somewhere there's water and it's like how do you call the water with the bubbles in it?
Those soda streams when we were kids we had.
Yeah. So
carbon dioxide.
all this pandemic time is like somebody pours a glass of mineral water with gas, and if it's very fresh, you've got this very little nice firework on the surface, and then it dies down because it's.
And that's what we all are for you.
No, this is the time. But I want to go to another thing because it's a radio thing that you said. It's a radio thing as opposed to the television thing. And the television thing, I think, is like religion for simple people.
Television is like religion for simple,
for simple people.
Simple people.
Or religion makes simple for people. Because if you put a little bit more of extra color, which you can do at home, because now you've got a computer and the cell phones and all these things, and if you make a picture, you can make the picture look like the ideal world, where everything is shining and everything is brilliant and everything is beautiful, and it's like vibrating. You can almost see that every object is alive. So television is religion made simple, because you're looking at the creation, and the creation is beautiful, and you just have to look at it and undergo it. That's why out of this thing of religion made simple for people, you've got capitalism.
It's a big jump.
No, it's not a big jump, because you look at it, and then if you look at it, you can also use it, and if you use it, you can consume it. So there's always people going tick, 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 and they say, well, we do a little bit here, and we do a little bit there, and we do a little bit here, and do a little bit there, so won't you buy it? So they sell it. But if you go to radio,
you can't sell radio.
You can't
monetize it.
You can't sell radio. This is the
And
first time in 12 years that we make money now.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I don't know even how much, and I didn't ask for it. So
it's a miracle, really, isn't it?
yeah. But hang on. Radio, you don't need religion. Okay?
There's no worship in radio then.
There's no worship in radio, true, because also worshipping is like consuming. Yeah, it's all like from, if I do this, I get all these good certificates on me, and I become like
you
very
must have
good
faith.
person. Huh?
You've got to have faith, perhaps.
Can we have this
This is where we go into.
Can we have this George Michael song now?
This is where at this point, this is where we're supposed to go into this routine.
No, the radio and
Carry on with the parable.
Yes, yeah. God, if I only had a beard. Can I less light, please?
Yes, we don't want to go into the light.
Yeah,
just
I
yet.
want to stay in the red bubble.
Not yet.
Like it was, like we are. Red?
Let there be light.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, okay.
You're going to turn water into wine next.
Yeah, I like them to be like from, okay. Next that we hear is like a big voice from, okay, or so.
That's it.
So, normally, if there's radio,
Whatever normal is these days.
yeah, it's a black space. It's just voices. Yeah? It's just voices. And the only way that you can interact with them is from the place where you are. So, when you're listening to radio, it's like you get activated. And if you are activated, you actually have to work. And
That's the capitalism side of radio, then. Is it
no,
not?
that's where the
You have to work on yourself.
That's where the danger starts of being exploited. No, because the people who are working and trying hard to create their own world, because that's what you do. If you listen to radio, there might be songs coming out, there might be voices coming out, but you're always like interacting with it. It's always like from you getting it into your life and then put things around it so it becomes complete. But you have to put something around it. The radio is not perfect.
How could it ever be perfect though?
By the help of the listener.
Yeah, it takes effort to listen to
Yeah.
radio, whereas
So
television.
the creation of everything that comes everything that comes out of the radio comes to its fulfillment by way of the listener. So he's participating, or she, or it, or them, or all of them.
Yeah, so it's a kind of interactive experience somehow.
Must be.
On yourself, like when you go into your dreams, then. But maybe dreams are like television, are they not?
Could be, because somehow someone must have had the idea of let's make cinema.
Cinema, that's for another program, I think.
Oh God. Really?
I do believe so.
Huh.
So,
Yeah.
Rinus, thank you for talking about your vows of chastity and waking life versus dreams, science versus religion, television versus radio. I'd like to say thank you for listening and watching Radio on Berlin with Rinus van Alebeek and myself, Adrian Shephard. And thank you to Kris Limbach and all at T.A.T.V, Temporary Autonomous Television. Good night to all of you. It's going to be there. Good night.
So now we dream.
I've got fondling your own buttocks here, it says.
What do you see in your dream now?
I think we can go to black. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching.
Protected by our headphones.
Yeah, certainly.
Protected by our own environment.
Well, you feel a bit like a fly, don't you? That you're somehow caught in under a magnifying glass or something.
No, I felt like Beckett was speaking through me.
Really?
Yeah. Well, first I thought I'm here and there's Beckett, and because I think that everything in his life was the color of that wall behind us.
But we're caught in a moment of time, aren't we? Somehow, like a bubble, almost, you know.
And Beckett very much looks like a turtle. Do you have his face with all the
the
deep
lines and
lines in it.
Sure.
Yeah. You think that he would feel like very related with a turtle?
If he was upside down and he couldn't move somehow, or if he was spinning round on his back like a beetle.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Then we're getting into Kafka land, aren't we?
Yeah,
Metamorphosis.
but if we go back to Alice Land, the other day I was thinking of these turtles. If they withdraw, yeah, do you think the inside is like a caravan, where they've got a little kitchen and they make some tea and they have a little bed and
Nice.
and have a little chair and where they sit, and then when they go outside, so oh God, it's the same world again, whoa, and move the little paws and feet and go very slow. I don't want to. I want to go back in my caravan.
Inside the turtle shell.
And of course there's the wife, or they look the same. They look the same. So one. What do turtles do when they come out of their big shell? Is there?
Well, nobody knows because it's never been seen as it. So somehow they have a place where they go to and they do this.
But they come and get a leaf of salad.
Yeah, anything really, I guess.
Or maybe they come to entertain. To entertain. Yeah, Beckett. Didn't you feel like someone?
Did I feel like someone?
Yeah.
Good
Why were you dressed like a priest?
Well, it's Sunday.
Are you always dressed like that, don't you?
Well, now it's possible to do an online seminary, DIY seminary, because of the pandemic. Everything's being accelerated. So pretty much you can do anything. So Sunday.
Oh, you got your own mass?
Clergy stuff.
Yeah.
This was the mass. That was the mass.
Do you do online confessions?
The mass effect. I can hear your confession if you want. I can marry you if you want.
To who?
To yourself.
Okay.